specific video, I'm actually going to teach you how to speak hood. This is part 2. The first phrase is, what it do. What it do. That's how you would say it. The emotion of anger. I'm going to give you a couple of phrases that conveys the emotion of anger. Sweet. That's all you is, boy. You sweet. You sweet, boy. What's good? Now in hood, the pronunciation would be, what's good? But then if I say, bro, you tripping, dog? My tone and my voice completely brings out a different kind of meaning for this specific phrase. Now you was tripping, dog. You tripping, dog. Yeah. Yeah, boy.
I pay for therapy because my thoughts tear me. They keep on dragging me. I pay for tips, they scare me. I cannot barely sleep, but even I cannot hold on without you inside of me.
So they removed the D and the E from the word slide, and they made it slide, slide, through. So slide through, slide through. Now what is the meaning of slide through? Slide through means come over or visit.
Go, shorty, it's your birthday. We gon' party like it's your birthday. We gon' sip and party like it's your birthday. And you know we don't.
Africa ain't built no ship and came back over here and rescued one nigga since we left from Africa. Yeah, and Africans don't like us. Yeah, nigga, Africans don't fuck with us. They don't like us, and they stink. Yeah, and they some stinky people. Yeah, niggas, fuck Africa. Yeah, nigga, they ain't our people. We niggas, slaves, the descendants of slaves. They would never call no nigga. The first group of Africans, only one generation. Now the first group came. They wasn't born into this shit. Me and your people was born into this, homie. They were born slaves. They birth certificates say nigga. They was born in Africa. They are not us. They know what tribe they come from. They had a language. Once they broke them from the language and we was born in these conditions. We ain't no Africans. We ain't no Hebrew. We nigga. Bottom line, homie.
Many know about slavery, but few discuss paper genocide. We did not all come from Africa, and most of us have Aboriginal roots that were stripped away due to reclassification and miseducation. As a native Black American and a member of the Muscogee Creek Nation, I understand the importance of tracing your lineage. If you want to learn how to trace your genealogy and apply for tribal citizenship, send an email to mike@keymediapro.com to schedule a consultation.
They don't want you to remember this. You not no slave, you indigenous. Fuck how they painted them Indians. You went to war with the French and the British men. Quite frankly, you was kings, Merovingians. They took the women and men, made them prisoners, raised up the children to worship their images, set up a lab to the genes and they mixed them, and this shit get way deeper than your pigment.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let me get some fists and feathers in the chat if you can hear me loud, crisp, and clear. And we'll go ahead and get this party started. Now, I must warn you ahead of time. If you've got any pre-existing medical conditions, if you're prone to fits of rage, anger, if you think that this is something that might raise your blood pressure, then maybe you want to watch this in bits and pieces. Because I got to tell you, when I first came across this, when one of my loyal viewers sent me this and I watched it in depth, I said, wait a minute. These sick bastards, these sick motherfuckers. Guys, we know they've been cosplaying us. We know that they have this weird disdain and tribalistic xenophobia towards us, but at the same time, they love our culture and want to try to pass for us. But guys, I never thought in my wildest dreams I would find a African YouTuber whose whole channel, his whole business is predicated on teaching his fellow African how to cosplay as a native Black American. Guys, this is sick. It's distasteful. I would never verbalize any harm against anyone, but read between the lines. If I ever were to meet this man, I would hope that his face would run into the back of my hand. If you know, you know. I mean, this is so sick. It's so sick. I'm trying to stall to keep from pressing play, but God damn it. Hit the Cash App at the PayPal if you support the mission. Check out the new channel I just launched, nativeblack.ancestry.com. You guys can book the genealogy consultations over there. We've got some great membership options as well, exclusive videos, you name it. But without further ado, I'm going to have to just saddle up, pull myself up by the bootstraps, so to speak, and go through this shit. This is sad, y'all. This is so sad.
Good. Now in hood, the pronunciation would be, was good. But then if I say, bro, you tripping, dog? My tone and my voice completely brings out a different kind of meaning for this specific phrase. Now you was tripping, dog. You tripping, dog. Yeah. Yeah, boy. Run me my. Run.
No, whoa. Wait a minute. It's one thing to have such an identity crisis, you bleach your skin and want to dress up as a Black American and learn our Ebonics and our vernacular, but it's another thing to add this weird African zest to it. Why did he just smack his lips? Did he just blow a kiss at the camera? Sir, we don't do that. What part of we're not even on the fact that his Ebonics is all off, right? And that we're not a monolith, and we really have like 5 to 12 different types of local tribal Ebonics languages per city or state. So I mean, for this African to just think he's going to teach his fellow African how to talk hood, sir, you don't know our culture, you don't know us like that. But why in the hell did he just blow a kiss at the camera? What part of the Black American cultural experience is kissy kissy boo boo faces?
Yeah, boy. Run me my hood. This is the most requested topic on Instagram, TikTok, and at the same exact time, YouTube. In today's video, I'm actually going to show you guys how to understand people here in the United States.
Guys, we're living our lives. We're going about our everyday struggles, trials and tribulations, what have you. We didn't know that the Africans right now were going viral on what? Did he say YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook or something? These motherfuckers are running around trying to cosplay as us. Hey, we've seen the clips and the Instagram posts of them dogging us out, talking shit about us, saying we cotton pickers, we slaves, we don't know what tribe we come from, blah, 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 blah. But guys, I didn't know that at the same time, they're going viral on social media cosplaying us.
On Instagram, TikTok, and at the same exact time, YouTube. In today's video, I'm actually going to show you guys how to understand people here in the United States, how they speak hood, and also how to speak it yourself. I'm also going to show you different variations and different techniques, different phrases, and different word choices that people here in America actually speak. Today, we're diving deep in hoodology.
And this motherfucker can't even give us credit. This isn't what Americans speak. This isn't what hood Americans speak. This is what certain sects of Black Americans in certain impoverished areas speak like, sir. This is exclusive to Native Black American culture, albeit the lower end, you know, the more poverty stricken, the lower educated and whatnot. You know, they're still a part of our culture. We still claim them none the same. But why is he trying to pass this off as an American thing? Is he even going to acknowledge that this is a foundational Black American thing he's trying desperately to teach others how to do?
Now, I want you guys to understand that here in the United States, like I said before in the previous video, we have 50 states. Within those 50 states, there are different variations of English. Today, I'm actually going to show you a specific variation of hood that is within the area where I live. I live in the DMV area. The DMV stands for DC, Maryland, and Virginia. So in DC, Maryland, and Virginia, the slang terms are a little bit different. So for example, if you go into Maryland, cities like Baltimore.
Hey, DMV, y'all better get your migrant. Y'all better call ICE. You better get your migrant, DMV. DMV is holding the L for this. I'm on the West Coast. I'm a Sacramento native. We ain't got nothing to do with this. Shout out to the East Coast. You know, the boroughs, upstate, Jersey, all that. They ain't got nothing to do with this. But DMV area, y'all got some splaining to do. Y'all got an African tether over there running amok, spilling the trade secrets.
Has a different variation of its hood. When you go to DC itself, DC also has its own variation of hood itself. And at the same time, Virginia also has a different kind of variation of hood. But today I'm actually going to just show you guys the DMV accent in general and show you guys exactly the type of hood that is spoken here in the DMV. Now, the thing that I want you guys to understand is that hood is just a sublet from AAVE. For example, we have standard English. This is English that is taught in every country in the world. This is the same English that is being spoken in every single country in the world. Now, although we have standard English, we have different variations of standard English. We have American English, and we also have UK English. UK English has its own way of pronouncing words, wherein America also has its own way of pronouncing words as well too. American accent is completely different from the UK accent. Like in my previous video, I gave this illustration where, for example, in a
Guys, I know some of you may not realize how dire this is. I know some of you, maybe this strikes a bit of a nerve. Maybe it makes you a little bit flustered. Some of you may think, this is comedic. This is funny. This is a good laugh. Damn, they want to be us so bad. No. Y'all don't understand how dire the situation truly is. Let me try to properly put this in perspective for you all. This is a very, very, very dire situation we're faced with. Nah, Mike, what are you talking about? Nah, this is funny, kind of sad. They have an identity crisis. They're insecure. No, guys, this is a much, much more dire situation than you realize. You do know that for the first time ever, we're having African migrants by the hundreds of thousands sneaking through the U.S.-Mexico border.
Migrant encounters, they topped Bill 190,000
and there's
people
there's a
in
selfie
December.
on another selfie. You see the wall in the distance, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, the Africans are coming. The Africans are coming. I'm the modern day Paul Revere, okay? And at the same time that they're coming over here in mass, we've got dudes like this going viral, teaching them how to cosplay, how to grift, how to pass for us. We all know about like white passing and, you know, how people who are racially ambiguous can, you know, pass for certain ethnic groups, right? Y'all didn't realize that for the first time in American history, we have African migrants coming over here trying to destabilize what we have going on, trying to destabilize, erode, and degrade our culture while cosplaying us at the same damn time. All these politicians you see on the TV, Shirley Chisholm, the one dark-skinned chick who's a spokesperson for Biden or some shit, all of these motherfuckers are migrants, whether first generation, second generation, or third, and they are wreaking havoc on the Native Black American community. And if you guys don't understand history, you don't know that this is really something that's been going on for a long, long time. Matter of fact, since the 16th century. Oh, yes, since the 16th century. You guys know me as a historian, as a genealogist. Let me share with you guys just a little tidbit of information. This is the kind of stuff that we go over during those genealogy consultations I provide. But guys, in 1682, Virginia passed 2 acts that combine Native Americans and Africans into one category as Negroes. Damn. So what does that mean? What's the correlation? I'm showing you evidence where since 1682, African migrants have been used to erode our culture and force us and basically into victims of paper genocide. Instead of us being Aboriginal, instead of us being indigenous, over time we go from what Indian to Negro, to color, to black, to African American in 1988. Guys, the biggest detriment to the Black American community modern day is the fact that we've never repaired the paper genocide, and the Africans have been complicit with it, whether they know it or not. 1682, we getting lumped into groups with Africans. 2024, Africans coming over here trying to cosplay us, doing a bunch of crimes, raping little girls, running illegal operations, a whole bunch of EBT fraud schemes, PPP loans, you name it. Them Somalis in Minnesota just got caught on like $100 million fraud case. So you guys don't understand that Africans have been used since the establishment of the colonies to fuck with us natives.
The word water will be pronounced as water. You see what I'm saying? It's the same thing with hood. Hood is a sublet from AAVE. AAVE, like I said before, stands for African American Vernacular English, and hood is just a dialect that derives directly from AAVE. And so today, I'm going to show you how to speak hood. Let's jump right in. Number 1, hood idioms. The first phrase is run me my fade. Run me my fade. Now this is how you would say it in hood. Run me my fade. Run me my fade. Run me my fade. Now before I show you exactly how to say it, let me explain the meaning of this specific phrase. The meaning is when someone actually wants to settle conflict or fight. This could be physical fighting. It could also be used in terms of playing a game. Like let's say if I'm playing a game with my friend and I'm trying to beat him, I would say, yo, hey bro, run me my fade, man. Run me my fade. Meaning that let's settle this conflict right now in the game. I hope that makes sense. Now let me show you exactly how you would pronounce this phrase.
Before you guys write me off as a conspiracy theorist, before you guys write me off as some fake news clickbait person trying to spread the gospel of some impending apocalypse where African migrants are able to degrade our culture and wreak havoc, before you guys write me off, realize, what other reason do Africans have for learning our idioms, our vernacular, our mannerisms, our tonality, our vocal inflection? What other purpose does it serve for them to learn how to speak like us to such a degree? Guys, if you're starting to think for a second, oh no, I'm just a conspiracy theorist or something, then you tell me right in the chat, what other reason would they have to do this? We don't do this. We don't make YouTube videos and take courses and shit to learn how to speak like Chinese people in China. I mean, sure, you can learn Mandarin. Mandarin's a language that's beneficial if you're going to travel, but nah, we don't do shit like this. I can't think of any culture of people that do this. But these Africans are coming over here in mass, and for some strange reason, they want to learn how to be at the barbecue and have nobody suspect that they're a legal immigrant, that they're a migrant, that they're not foundational, that they're not native. Guys, they want to be able to be at the barbecue incognito, like a scroll or something.
Run. Instead of saying run, you will say run. Run. Like R-U-H. Run. Now, me would be run me. Instead of saying me, like M-E, M-I. Me. So let's try it again with run. Run. Me. Run.
Why would they go to such lengths to learn the particulars of our vernacular if it wasn't for reasons of espionage, for lack of better terms? And shout out to Tech Phoenix, beauty and brains as always. Phoenix says, we know why. Too bad our census records are hundreds of years long. Guys, peep game. We've been reclassified as African American since 1988. Really, an African migrant that comes over here, they could rightfully claim the category as African American. They come over here and they try to cosplay and pretend like they're not an African. They're just a Black American. So do you see why I go out of my way to spread the gospel about Native Black Americans? Native in every sense of the word. Whether you got tribal affiliation or not, there's a big difference between these fresh off the boat motherfuckers cosplaying and us who've been here for generations on generations on generations.
My. Now, my, instead of saying my like my with M-Y, it would be my as in M-A. My. With a little bit of a slanted I at the end. My. Run me my. Run me my. Fade. Instead of saying fade, you would say fade. Fade. Run me my fade. Run me my fade. You see?
So he thinks Black Americans don't pronounce our D's. He thinks that we don't say fade. Okay. DMV, y'all got some explaining to do.
That? So now if you're saying it really, really fast, it'll be like, hey, bro, run me my fade. Hey, bro, run me my fade. Hey, bro, run me my fade. You see what I just did right there? Practice that. Number 2, on the block. Now, the meaning of this phrase is, it refers to hanging out in a specific area or a specific spot in the neighborhood. Like, hey, bro, we on the block. Meaning that we are at this specific location. Hey, pull up to the block. Meaning that come to this specific location. You see what I'm saying?
And yes, producer, for real, I've seen the same thing. Africans are in the UK cosplaying as Black Americans. Some of these dumb girls in Essex and in France and Italy and shit, they can't really tell the difference. So that's the only way these African dudes get any play. Because we all know that Africans are globally viewed with disdain. Nobody in the world rocks with Africans. They have the weird insecurity, inferiority, white worship complex. So isn't it an easy avenue for them to just pretend to be us, right?
On the block. Now, the way you would pronounce this phrase would be on a block. On a block. On the block. But you barely hear the TH in the word the. So instead of saying on the block, on the block. So it becomes on, block. On a block. We on the block. We on the block. So the TH becomes na. It creates the na sound. On the block. On the block. Try that. Number 3, throw shade. Throw shade. Now the meaning of this is to make an insult or to make a subtle comment about someone in an indirect way. For example, this is exactly how it would be used in a sentence. She ain't even say it directly to me, bruh. She was low-key throwing shade to me. She ain't even say it directly to me, bruh. She was low-key throwing shade. She throwing shades. You see? Now this is exactly how you would pronounce it. She throwing shades. She throwing. Throwing. You don't say throwing. Okay? Don't say throwing. Don't say the full word. You will say throwing. Thaw, thaw, thaw. Like you're making a th sound. Thaw, thaw, like thaw.
Evening, I had a consultation, a genealogy consultation to figure out my Native American ancestry. And I was given a lot of valuable information this evening, from the origin of the tribes to the different ethnic breakdown to how everything was ran and colonized before, the discovery of Columbus, and after he came over here. So I think that you will find the value in the information as I did.
Thong. She thawing. Then you bring the ing in. Thawing. She throwing shades. Say it faster. She throwing shades. She throwing shades. There you go. Number 4, catch these hands. Catch these hands. Now the meaning of this is a way to say let's engage in some kind of battle or let's fight. You know what I'm saying? That's another way to say let's fight. Bro, I know you ain't trying to catch these hands, Mo. I know you ain't trying to catch these hands. So when somebody says, I know you ain't trying to catch these hands, what they're saying is, I know you don't want to fight with me. I know you don't want to see how.
Damn, they want to be us so bad, don't they?
Go, shorty, it's your birthday. We gon' party like it's your birthday. You gon' sip and party like it's your birthday. And you know we don't.
You know what? I gotta pause this clip to shout out Bullish. Yeah, connecting the dots. Bullish Prince of Wales says no conspiracy about it. Jordan Peele created a film about the body snatch called Us. No conspiracy about it. Yeah, if you think about it, that cast was all African migrants. And they were what? Pretending to be some shit that they wasn't. Oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord. Takes whole new meaning when we talk about them tethers.
Go, shorty. It's your birthday. We gon' party like it's your birthday. You gon' sip and talk.
Hey guys, this is how we're gonna play it, okay? We're gonna treat this like the Roman Colosseum. Give me thumbs down in the chat if it's off with his head, metaphorically speaking, YouTube guidelines and whatnot. Roman Colosseum rules are in effect. Thumbs up, he gets to live. We spare him. Thumbs down, it's off with his head, metaphorically speaking. So, guys, over the next minute or two, I'm going to see whether I see more thumbs up or more thumbs down. And if we see more thumbs down, then I'm going to have to get real petty. And Mike getting petty means Mike go into his saved tab on IG. Because, oh man, I got some receipts of these Africans on Instagram. Oh Lord, they be cutting up over on Instagram. So if you want to see me get down real grimy with the receipts, go ahead and spam those thumbs downs in the chat.
On the battlefield, I know you ain't trying to catch these hands. Catch these hands sounds very similar to standard English. There really isn't a way to actually pronounce it. But once you develop your accent and you develop the hood accent, it will come out smoothly. I know you ain't trying to catch these hands. I know you ain't trying to catch these hands. The way I say hands, I don't say, I know you ain't trying to catch these hands. So you notice I don't say hands.
Oh shit, wait a minute. Oh Lord. He went back to his native accent, y'all. He went back to his native accent. He threw me off guard. This whole video, he's been doing like a terrible black accent on top of another terrible black accent. That's on top of another terrible black accent. But he just let out his Igbo man lingo. Hold up.
Hands. The way I say hands, I don't say, I know you ain't trying to catch these hands. So you notice I don't say hands. I say hand to catch these hands. The way I say hands, I don't say, I know you ain't trying to catch these hands. So you notice I don't.
Yeah, now you see why they trying to cosplay as us and learn our vernacular. Because if they speak in their indigenous ways, they don't even have to speak their tribal language. They can speak English. But if they speak in that musty-ass African accent, we can see them from a mile away.
I say hands. You have to understand, in the American accent, the letter A itself has a different sound. Like I explained in my previous video. I explained that it has this A type of sound. A sound. Instead of me saying, I know you ain't trying to catch these hands, I am saying, I know you ain't trying to catch these hands. Hands. Now that was the first segment into hoodology. Now in this specific segment, I'm actually going to talk about double negatives. Let me show you exactly what double negatives are, and let me explain exactly what it means. And then I'm going to give you examples of how double negatives are used in various sentences. Double negatives is a grammatical construction where two negative words or elements are used in one sentence. In standard English, this would actually result to a positive meaning because the negatives cancel each other out. Now here are some common negative words. No, not, never, none, nothing, nobody, and ain't. These are the common negative words that are used in a double negative. For example, a double negative statement would be, I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing. To say I don't know and then to also say nothing is a double negative.
Oh Lord, I can't. Guys, I want to be petty. I want to kill him with the receipts. But now that I think about it, the thumbs down isn't enough because 7 out of 10 times when I get petty with the receipts, they be shutting down my streams, giving me community guideline strikes. Next thing you know, I can't post content for 2 weeks. So here's what we'll do, okay? Here's what we'll do. You guys can vote with your dollars, okay? Throw 5 on it. Whoever throws 5 on the Cash App or the PayPal, we will take a brief detour. We're going to switch gears and go to Instagram, and we're going to cut up with the receipts on what these motherfuckers are fleeing from, of what kind of culture they're trying to rid themselves from. So whether it's 5 people putting $1 on it or 1 person throwing 5 on it, spot me a 5 for the pain and suffering that is going to be caused. Because guys, what happens is these Africans go on Clubhouse, they go on these Twitter spaces, they share my videos, and they mass report me each and every time. They mass report me, but still I rise.
So in standard English, the proper way to actually say it would be, I don't know anything. And when you say I don't know anything, you're actually speaking correct. But in hood, it's absolutely different. Here are some different examples to show you. I don't want nothing from you, which means I don't want anything from you. Ain't nobody got time for that, which means nobody has time for that. She ain't never been there before, which means she has never been there before. He don't know nothing about it, which means he doesn't know anything about it. They ain't said nothing all day. They haven't said anything all day. I ain't never seen nobody like that. I have never seen anyone like that. Now those are what we call double negatives, so you will usually hear a lot of Americans use those kinds of phrases. The third segment is intonation and rhythm. If you take a look at this statement, what's good? What's good? Now in hood, the pronunciation would be what's good? What's good? So it goes from what's good to was good. You don't hear the D. Good. There's no D. Huh? Good. No D. What's good? Hey, what's good, fam? What's good, dog? What's good, bruh? You see? What's good? Now, what's good, on the other hand, can have various meaning. What's good can actually mean something that's positive, like, hey, how you doing, man? What's good? That's one meaning. Another meaning could mean like, what's good? You notice my tone? The moment I say what's good, what am I referring to? Like, are you trying to catch these hands? Do you want to fight? Like, what's up? You see, the same phrase can have various meaning depending.
Oh Lord, oh Lord. Aboriginal woman, I'm not sure if you were here in the beginning of the stream where I gave a disclaimer that this is most likely going to make the viewers upset today. But guys, I am prepared. I do have sensational, diabolical receipts on these Africans primed and ready to go. You know what it's going to take for me to share those, but I think it will be proper rectification. I think that you guys will be much better off after seeing the damning evidence that I have against them, because so far it's just one-sided. So far it's just a grift. It's a farce. He's being so disingenuous, so distasteful, while not even giving us credit that what he's trying to do is rooted in our culture. He's just passing this off as an American thing. But oh Lord, if you want to see some give back, I'm ready.
On your tone and your pitch. Depending on how high the tone is, or depending on how low the pitch is, it can have various different kinds of meaning. So I could be like, what's good? Which means I'm really angry and I'm trying to fight. Or, what's good, bro? Which means, how you been? What's good? Which means I'm really, really excited and anticipated to see how you are doing. Another example is this specific phrase, I bet. I'd bet. Now, in standard English, it would be pronounced I'd bet. But in hood, it's I bet. I bet. I bet. Which can have various meanings. Various different kinds of meanings. It could mean let's go. It could mean say less. Say less means no problem, say no more. I get it, I understand. I bet can actually mean various things. So for example, if somebody says, hey Collins, let's get up and let's go to the mall. And I say, I bet, meaning, okay bro, I understand what you just said. Let's get up and let's go to the mall.
All right, and we got Jay Stone coming through with a contribution on the Cash App. Thank you for sliding something in the brown paper bag.
Brown paper bag. Brown paper bag.
Oh, yes. Now I have permission to get a little bit petty. Just a little bit. Let's go over here to Instagram and see what we find. Let's see. I say don't go chasing waterfalls. They should just stick to the bush meat that they're used to. Oh, yes, you Africans done fucked up now. Somebody slid a contribution on the Cash App. I have permission to get petty. Guys, the first time I seen this video, I thought that these were women. Apparently these are men, and this is a mating ritual in East Africa. I wonder if I can zoom in on this bullshit. I wonder if there's any way for me to zoom in so you could really just see up close what kind of shit we working with here. Nah, it's not really letting me zoom in that much. Let's see. Yeah, can somebody cue the Kendrick? Because they are so not like us. Oh boy, they put new meaning to that, don't they?
Not a colleague, you a fucking colonizer. The family matter and the truth of the matter. Here was God's plan to show y'all the liar. They not like us. 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 They not like us.
Yeah, guys, I'm so serious. These are men, and this is a mating ritual. It says here the Fulani festival is an amazing show of cultural expression. Here, the Fulani men, specifically from the Wudabi tribe, court the females of the tribe through a colorful display of facial expressions and chattering, which takes incredible skill to demonstrate. Nigga, what skill are you talking about? It don't take no skill to. Oh Lord, hey, the craziest, most Christian members of our community that go hala shabala and start speaking in tongues and shit. That shit sounds at least a little bit pleasing to the ear compared to this chatter. Yeah, and why do the men look so much like women? Guys, this is East Africa. This is Myron Gaines, fresh and fit. This is they people. This is they people. Matter of fact, I seen a clip the other day. Myron called some black girl the N-word with a hard R, but he don't want to talk about his Sudanese culture here on full display, right? But let's keep on getting petty. I mean, is this even petty? Because these motherfuckers act like dumbasses on the internet for nothing, for free. I mean, it's not like I gotta like portray them out of character or try to down them or something. Like, let's just see how Africans portray themselves.
Who said we got know what that is? Africa. Who said we got know what that is? Africa. Water. Hey, water.
We stopped wearing the long white t-shirts in like 06, 07 or something. I mean, stop it. You guys are decades late with the cosplaying.
Water.
Hey, notice these Africans just discovered do-rags like last year. All the Africans in the UK and shit rocking do-rags.
Water. Yo, hit that subscribe, man. Who said we got know what that is? Africa.
Yeah, guys, is this me being petty? Or is this me just sharing with you all how Africans portray themselves online?
If
you don't leave that monkey alone, if you don't leave that dead little monkey alone, oh Lord, these motherfuckers be eating the bush meat and shit. You gotta watch out for them. You gotta watch out.
My mama can't tell me not one story about Africa. My grandma ain't never tell me one story about no motherfucking Africa. I don't know nothing about Africa. All I know is all the African people I know and run into, they think they better than us over here. So what you pussies worry about me saying that I'm not African? I'm just American. The fuck is wrong with you niggas? You niggas got a problem?
Hey, Trick, the problem is when we delineate, when we say, no, we are foundational Black Americans, no, we are Native Black Americans, no, we are distinctly different than them Africans. Guess what that does? It fucks up their whole cosplaying grift.
You see, it has various meaning. Even with that same exact statement, it can also mean different things depending on your pitch, your tone, or your rhythm, in terms of how you're basically speaking. So if somebody says, you trying to catch these hands? I bet. Different meaning. That doesn't mean let's get up and let's go to the mall. That means, yeah, I'm ready for what's up. Whatever you got going.
Why would anyone interpret, are you ready to catch these hands as let's get up and go to the mall? Oh, Lord.
Fuck your motherfucking podcast. Fuck your show, nigga. Don't bring my motherfucking name up. I don't know you pussies. So I'm not bringing you niggas' name. I'm still not saying you niggas' name. So what the fuck you mean This show you can talk about. You got my name in your mouth, pussy. Both of you looking like ass pussies. And I'm with the shit. I don't care how old I am. But we about the same age, nigga. Oh, y'all, Africa this. Ain't there one of you motherfuckers trying to go back to Africa? Who tried to go back to Africa?
Umar Johnson's goofy ass ain't relocated to Africa. Phil Scott's grifting ass ain't relocated to Africa. You take the craziest, most fake guru-esque Pan-African out there, and they ain't in Africa. They in America. Everybody wants to be in our ancestral homeland. I wonder why.
Everybody come over here to America, talk about, because back at home, because back in my country, take your ass back to your country. I'm from America. They can't deport me. They can't come get me. My mama can't tell me not one story about Africa.
That's what he said. They can't get me. Okay, your ass can get deported. We cannot. Let's talk about it, y'all. Let's really talk about it. Oh boy, these Africans.
I am a Mzungu like you.
Guys, this is 2024. You can't be doing what? If I was doing this, I would get cancelled.
I am a Mzungu like you.
Oh Lord, these Africans, they want to be us so bad. Yeah, I'm not gonna play that until your guys' ears bleed. I know that one's rough. Oh, viewer discretion is advised for this one. Them African women is nasty too. Them African women ain't got no hygiene.
Downloading. Like this in Africa. This is like this. Like this, you see? Blessing the land, my guy. Blessing the land. What have we got to say to this?
If you're confused as to what's going on right now, let me provide some context. She done tricked some white man into marrying her and taking her back to America. Now that her African ass is married and in America, she cutting up. Right now, she pissing on this man's balcony. I ain't never felt bad for a white man before in my life. But this poor white man, this poor pink belly, 5 minutes too long in the sun, you're getting sun cancer as a fucking white man. This poor white man, we just gonna call him Bob. Poor Bob. Poor Bob is out there barbecuing on his patio. Probably got some Budweiser waiting on him in the fridge, okay? He out there risking sun cancer just being out there for a few minutes to clean that grill. And what does he got to see? He got to see his African bride out there pissing on the porch.
And what have you got to say to it? I'm not noticing. You're not noticing. You see? I can just drip dry as well, huh?
Yeah, not her twerking, saying it's drip drying. Hey, ladies, I'm not sure about, what you guys do with your toiletries and your hygiene, but y'all don't drip dry, do you? Let me know in the chat. I've never heard of drip drying before. I've never, nuh-uh.
Drip dry. Blessing the land. Drip dry. Let me have a taste.
Oh, and you thought it was bad until she said, "Let me have a taste." You thought you'd seen it all until she said, "Let me have a taste." And yes, she's getting ready to get down there and lick up her own urine from this white man's porch. I ain't never felt bad for a pink belly motherfucker before a day in my life. Oh my God. That poor white man. That poor pasty white man. Lord. Monsieur Candy, how far you have fallen. Monsieur Candy, you have fallen so far off the hog. Hey, is this an act of reparations? Them motherfuckers enslaved some of our ancestors. So now they got to take on these dusty ass African migrants who is using them for green cards and pissing all over the place.
Actually, let me see. What it tastes like. And you don't have a taste? You don't? Are you sure? Are you trying to ask questions? Why you married? Like, why you married me? Go give them, my guy.
Download. Bro, I'm down for it, bro. Yeah, let's go. You see? Different kind of meaning. Another example would be, look at this phrase. You tripping. You tripping. Now, tripping, on the other hand, means if somebody's acting a little bit weird, acting a little bit crazy, you know, out of balance, out of place. That's the meaning of the phrase you trippin'. Now, you trippin' can be used in various different kinds of ways. Like, bruh, she's just tripping, bruh. She tripping for no reason, man. Meaning that she's actually tripping for no reason. Like, she's actually acting out of balance for no reason, but it's not that serious. But then
Yeah, and guys, I'm going to have to do a part 2. You know, after this broadcast ends, I'm going to do another live stream right after, going into some Native Black American ancestry. Oh, Lord. I can't spend too much time on the Africans. I just, you know, I get a headache. I just don't even want to see them on my screen, let alone have them share the same continent as me or be in a neighbor here or be in a neighborhood somewhere near you. I mean, come on. No. DMV, you got some explaining to do. But guys, before we wrap up this broadcast, I got to let you know it gets worse and it'll never get better. This video right here, went viral. He got like 700,000 views. So this motherfucker, 6 hours ago today, he uploaded a part 2.
Phrase is what it do. What it do. That's how you would say it. The emotion of anger. I'm going to give you a couple of phrases that conveys the emotion of anger. Sweet. That's all you is, boy. You sweet. You sweet, boy. Yeah. Keep playing with me, Mo. Stop playing with me, dog. That right there was a combination of different words coming out of my mouth. In hood, this is exactly what they do. Man, you wildin' for that one. This is how you would pronounce it. Man, you wildin' for that one. Man. It sounds like a sheep that is making a noise, you know, like man. Gang. Welcome back to another video of English with Collins. Now guys, in this specific video, I'm actually going to teach you how to speak hood. This is part 2. If you have not watched part 1, the link is down below. Go ahead and click part 1 because in part 1, I teach you guys the fundamentals of learning the American hood English. Now this is part 2. And in today's video, we're going to learn how to speak American hood English. I'm talking about understanding it, and I'm also talking about speaking it. So if you're definitely interested.
Come on, y'all. Come on. These Africans are public enemy number 1 as far as I am concerned. They have been reclassifying us for hundreds of years, and just recently we became a goddamn African. Started calling us Indian in 1492, Negro in 1682, colored in 1851, black in 1960, and we ain't become African anything until 1988 by way of Jesse Jackson. You guys make sure to check out this new site I just launched, nativeblackancestry.com. You guys are able to book your genealogy consultations right here directly through the site. I've also got a lot of historical data on Aboriginal Black Americans. We've got a vault, a treasure trove of receipts pointing towards melanated indigeneity, not just in North America, but all across the Americas, from Alaska down to South America and the Caribbeans, you name it. So go ahead and check out the site. But Lord, oh Lord, these Africans want to be everything but African. And the easiest grift for them to latch onto is trying to cosplay as us. But we ain't going to have it.
I think it was very informative, very educational, very knowledgeable because you touched on some things that I was aware of, but I wasn't aware in detail. So it kind of gives like an insight to some of the things that are going on today from history. So I think it's very important to learn your genealogy. And I thank you for the information. You're showing us how to navigate through the system. It's worth 75 or maybe a little bit more to me.
To go ahead and stay tuned. Now before we go ahead, make sure you click on that subscribe button, click that like button, and share this with one friend. All right, share this with one friend, and comment down below your favorite phrase or statement. Let's jump right in. Interactive phrase challenge. I'm going to teach you 2 new phrases, and we're actually going to use them in this specific challenge. The first phrase is what it do. What it do. What it do. That's how you would say it. What it do. Hey, what it do. 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 The pronunciation would be what it do. Remember, Sometimes in the American accent, the T itself is flapped around into a D. I have discussed this previously in my other videos, the flap T sound. The flap T sound, which is basically the T at times. When there is not a lot of attention to the T in a specific word, it is transformed and flipped around and the pronunciation becomes a D. So, what it do, you wouldn't pronounce what it do like that. You would say, what it do? Hey, what it do? You see? The T is flapped around to a D. What it do? Now, what is the meaning of what it do? What it do means, how are you? How are you? So when you see your friend and you're like, hey, what it do? Hey, what's up, man? What it do? Meaning, hey, what is going on, man? How are you doing? What it do? That's another way of saying how are you doing. So when you pull up to your work and you're like, hey, what's good, man? What it do? What's poppin'? Hey, what's cracking? What you been up to? Meaning, how are you doing? What's going on? Is everything okay? What have you been up to? You see what I'm saying? What it do? Now let's take a look at this next phrase. Slide through. Slide through. Now the way they would probably say it would be like, hey, slide through. Slide through. So you wouldn't hear the D and the E at the end of the word. Because remember, in the American accent, most of the time they remove a lot of the consonants at the end of specific words. And they also combined in a link two different sounds together. So slide becomes slide. Hey, slide.
Come on, y'all. This is so weird. It's weird. It's funny. It's aggravating. It's shameful. It's distasteful. It's so many things at the same damn time. And you know what? I shared with you guys a couple months ago, and I think we should spin the block on this. This is part of the reason why they're trying to cosplay so heavily as us these days. You know, they've been fleeing over to the UK for generations now, right? It's not working for them in the UK. The UK is kicking their asses out. They don't want nothing to do with them. They being treated all kind of wrong and shit. They trying to cosplay as us in the UK. It's not working. A couple months ago, I came across this video where we caught one of these Africans in the UK. They call themselves Black Brits or Foundational Black British. Yes, you cannot make this shit up. They coined that term, not me. But he did this video and he was talking about how he wishes he was one of us.
This is what happens when you're powerless. This is why I wish every day I was a Black American man. I'm not saying Black America is perfect or America is perfect, but Black Americans have Ladera Heights, Prince George County. They got communities in Philadelphia, in New York.
What the fuck does African in the UK know about Ladera Heights and Prince County and shit? These motherfuckers taking notes.
Where
hey, he damn near said Baldwin Hills.
I know that with my skill set, with my intellect, I can slot in amongst a smart, intelligent, wealthy Black community. We don't have that.
Did you see what he just said? He's sitting over there in the UK thinking that if he could get to America, he could slot in. You know, that's the UK slang. He could slot in, S-L-O-T, slot in, which basically means slide in into our community and what we got going on and the foundation we built.
In Philadelphia, in New York, where I know that with my skill set, with my intellect, I can slot in amongst a smart, intelligent, wealthy Black community. We don't have that. There is no wealthy Black community in the UK. There is no Ladera Heights. There is no Ladera Heights, right? In the UK. There is no Prince George County in the UK. They ain't that here, brothers, man. There isn't. Imagine me with my intellect, with my thought process, with my skill set amongst American brothers, high value American brothers. Imagine me with Theo, but 100 different Theos. That's where I gotta be. That's where I gotta be right now, brothers. With people like Theo.
You should be in Africa, fixing one of many African countries. Y'all got your own fucking continent with dozens of countries. You own minerals, resources, gold, diamonds, cobalt, oil, you name it. And you still don't want to hold your own nuts. Pick yourself up by the boot. Y'all don't want to do nothing. Y'all motherfuckers had Wakanda and tricked it off. You sold your own into the transatlantic slave trade for gold and trinkets, and you smoked up all the money like a dope fiend uncle of sorts. And now you want to try to cosplay as us, try to beg for acceptance. And oh, hell no. Most of us descend from aboriginals that have been reclassified since Bacon's Rebellion, 1677. But there are some of us who do have mixed ancestry. There are some of us who also descend from those 4% of African slaves that came to the 13 colonies. And do you think that those of us that do have any African heritage give a damn about some greasy ass Africans that sold our ancestors to the white man for trinkets? Guys, it's called a slave trade. It's not called a holy war or a mass invasion. No white man snuck into Africa and stole nobody. Them Africans captured their fellow countrymen and had them waiting, chained and shackled for some white folks to window shop. So those of us that do have African heritage, do y'all think we want to rock with these fucking descendants of slave masters?
It's crazy. But guess what? In England, in Wales, in Scotland, in Ireland, there is no black fields. We don't have our own fields. I want to be amongst Black American people. I want to be amongst intellectual Black American men, networking, communicating, sharing intel. Black America, right, has 20 million Black men. UK has 800,000 Black men. Come on, man. Look at the card I've been dealt. Look at the card I've been dealt.
What card have you been dealt? You had everything. You had Wakanda. Your ancestors tricked it off, then turned around and got colonized by your previous business partners, the Europeans. Then after being colonized for less than 100 years, you guys are still backwards and let them have control over your countries and your resources and your military, setting up puppet dictators and shit. And then to add to even more backwardsness of the African culture, you know, the African way of life, you guys then choose to flee your African continent to go to Europe to go fix your oppressor's kingdom after they get in a world war, which was basically a family affair. Look it up, guys. All the European powers in the First and Second World War, that shit was cousins and shit duking it out. And them Africans went and built up Europe. They got something called the Windrush generation, where they got on boats, went from Jamaica and different colonies and shit. They call them British Commonwealths. And they went to Europe to go pave the roads and, you know, clean the sewers and do all the work that we don't want to do. So we let the Mexicans come and do. Yeah. So the Europeans didn't want to do that work after World War I and II. So they got them Africans that they recently subjugated to come over there and do their bidding. And now that they've had enough of you, now you think instead of going back to Africa, you can come over here to America and pretend to be one of us. But we're not having it. Nah, it's not going to be as easy as you thought it was.
Specific video, I'm actually going to teach you how to speak hood. This is part 2. The first phrase is, what it do. What it do. That's how you would say it. The emotion of anger. I'm going to give you a couple of phrases that conveys the emotion of anger. Sweet. That's all you is, boy. You sweet. You sweet, boy. What's good? Now in hood, the pronunciation would be, what's good? But then if I say, bro, you tripping, dog? My tone and my voice completely brings out a different kind of meaning for this specific phrase. Now you was tripping, dog. You tripping, dog. Yeah. Yeah, boy.
I pay for therapy because my thoughts tear me. They keep on dragging me. I pay for tips, they scatter me. I cannot barely sleep, but even I cannot hold on without you inside of me.
So they removed the D and the E from the word slide, and they made it slide, slide, through. So slide through. Now what is the meaning of slide through? Slide through means come over or visit.